Okay. I'm excited about that.
I wish I could see. I got no phone.
Well, here, do you want to use this one?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you got an iPad and a phone.
I'm trying everything.
I'd just like to know that we're live.
I'm trying. Oh, here we go. Is this it?
Should say Star Wars Rogue One ... live.
It does appear that it's working.
Well, we're going to try it out in a louder place this time.
Yeah, we're good.
Is your audio recording there?
Yep, we're all right.
You can do a... If you want to do a hand clap for me. You want to come sit? Come sit with us. Sit right there. Oh, she just wanted to look at the lightsaber. Some friends of ours just dropped him off because they can't bring him into the movie theater because they're considered a weapon of the Jedi.
Well, they are a weapon. They'll cut your arm right off.
Ah.
Or your hand.
Once.
Once.
Because you'll break the stick at the same time.
Okay.
You recording this here?
Yeah, that's going.
You can do a little... That's an official hand clap for in case we do some editing. And now with 6 minutes early. We're 6 minutes early.
Woohoo! We did it.
Like a boss. 6 minutes early.
We did it.
We are on Facebook Live. If you can see us and you can hear us. What? Uh-oh.
Nothing.
Oh, God.
Nothing. Everything's fine.
If you can see us and hear us on Facebook Live, send us a little message or a thumbs up or something that you know you hear our audio and you see us. And let us know if it's widescreen or not, because I feel like for the first time ever on Facebook Live, I turned the phone sideways and it didn't keep the little square. It actually went to a wide screen. Bless you. So I believe we have a couple people online now. Jamie is online, one of our Fidel brothers.
Hi, Jamie.
And I believe my wife, Kristen, was on at one point. I don't know if she is now.
She was like, this show sucks.
We switched over to the Gods and Monsters Facebook page. We are live, yes. So now we just need to hear from what you hear from the... What's the word on the street?
The word on the street? I don't know. I'm not really watching. Oh, I guess you want me to watch. Hold on a second. I'm going to kind of have that open here. Dante...
Take a watch, take a listen in case you're wondering where we are and what we're doing.
Dante Frank has joined us.
Oh, very good, Dante. Yes, he asked earlier. Yes, we were at the Artegon. Last year, we were at the IMAX Theater down on Point Orlando. But you know what? Gods Monsters is at the Artegon Mall. So why don't we do this at the Artegon Mall?
That's a great idea.
So here we are. We're outside the Cinemark theaters here in the outskirts of the Artegon Mall.
Cinemark.
We tried to get inside the mall.
Art tried for 3 months.
Corporate was kind of on that. I know the GoPro is really got a wide shot. You think it's that wide? I can see the lens, so it probably means we're okay.
That you're in the shot? Who knows?
If I can see it, yeah.
I really have no idea.
Hi, folks. We're on TV.
Sure.
No.
Oh, my little GoPro just kind of took a dump today. The screen, I have one with a screen on the back,
so
and the screen just went all white. It still broadcasts through the Wi-Fi.
Can't see it when it's recording.
Yeah, I'm really a little disappointed about that. I get real bummed out when things that I own don't last forever.
In case you're wondering, it's Thursday night. We are live, and tonight is the world premiere of Star Wars Rogue One.
Is that why we're here?
That's what's happening.
Is that
tonight.
why you called me into this Thursday episode?
Yes. And as of right now, you don't have a ticket for tonight, do you?
I don't. You know what? I don't really have a big plan to see this film, unless a lot of people that I know come back and say, "Oh my God, my mind is blown."
Have you seen any early reviews?
I've
avoided them.
I have seen absolutely nothing. I didn't look at the IMDb. I didn't look at anything. I've never seen a trailer. When the little trailer things would come on to my Hulu, I would look away and go, "La la la."
Right.
La,
you don't want to know. Don't need to know.
I didn't want to know, especially for this show, because I had some questions and I wanted to
have them answered during the movie.
Either make wagers with you or get your opinion on what was going to be in the film and what was not going to be in the film. The only thing that I know about it is that this takes place with the events leading up to the mission where they steal the plans for the Death Star.
This leads up to Episode 4, A New Hope, where Princess Leia says, "I've placed the plans for this Death Star in this R2 unit."
Mm-hmm.
Rebel spies.
Good.
Blah, blah, blah.
Good plan, by the way.
I'm going to put them in this tin can and
shoot
it off into space.
I have the most important information in the war. I'm going to put it on this giant thumb drive and just shove it into space.
I wonder if she kept a copy for herself. You think that would be smart, right?
I would have.
Did you? Are three? Or what am I? 4, 3. So are 2 and 1 turned off?
No. Yes.
Okay. Because we don't. Wow.
Ish.
I just got really.
Yeah, I turned you up a little
Okay,
bit because
well, thank you.
you're the host. You should be
I'll
louder
back
than
off
me.
a little. I'll sit back a little bit.
All right.
So
I've got 6:59. As soon as it turns 7 o'clock, I've got a special little thing here.
oh boy.
And I guess it leads into the very first thing that I want to ask you or discuss.
Go ahead with your question, caller. Turn your radio down.
Well, this is
We're gonna get pulled off the air. Dun, 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 dun,
oh
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
Okay.
dun, dun,
So
dun,
yeah,
dun.
that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna say, no, wait, we get like 6 seconds of
Right. Fair use. That's fair.
it. Fair. Dang it, I was supposed to work this so that wouldn't record, but we could still hear. Anyway, do you think that the John Williams intro theme song is going to play in this film?
I've avoided everything about this movie, so I don't really know. I don't think it is.
No?
I think they're keeping it separate from the traditional episodes 1 through 9. It
Really?
is not going to be on there.
Oh.
You think maybe it is? Or is there going to be a crawl? Do we know any of that information?
That's my next question. Is there going to be the iconic crawl that happens in the Star Wars movies? I don't know.
I don't know.
I believe that there will be that music only because...
Or variation of it?
No, I think it's going to be that theme. Because all seven
Because
films...
that's what connects all the films together, is that opening.
Yeah, all 7 films have had that exact opening, right? Has
Correct.
John Williams
Correct.
altered it at all?
Nope. All 7.
Here's an interesting thing. I'm just going to go on my stream of consciousness.
Here we go.
I did some looking up, and they have a list of everybody who worked on Star Wars films.
Yes.
And basically what they do is they say, so in the contribution of this person in the Star Wars films, this is how much they made in the Star Wars films or whatever. Not they made personally, but how much the Star Wars films they worked on or projects they worked on, how much money they made.
I see.
And then next column is how much they've made total of the movies that they've made.
Okay.
So I looked up John Williams. Oh, actually, I looked up George Lucas.
Lucas,
And,
yes.
His contribution and the films that he worked on was like 3-point-something billion,
Okay.
maybe more than that, 5.6
Because
or something like that.
he was responsible for 6 of the 7 movies that have been out right now.
Correct.
6 of the 8, counting today's movie.
And
Okay.
and then his total of all films that he's ever worked on, those films grossed about $8 billion.
$8 billion. All
right.
Imagine that it made all that, and on top of that, he sold the whole company for $4 billion.
And then I looked at John Williams.
Okay.
So obviously John Williams made a little bit more because he was involved in 7.
Correct,
And
correct.
I don't know, was he Clone Wars as well?
Yeah.
Did
He did
okay.
all those. Yes.
Okay, so he did all that stuff. So I think his total for the Star Wars contributions, those movies made like $9.6 billion or something.
Oh
like that.
wow.
Okay, and then you look at his total contribution to all films that he's worked on. $24 billion worth of films.
Harry Potter films. Those are all his.
Yeah.
Superman is his. E.T. is his.
Good Lord.
Jaws is his. I mean, yeah, you're right. That's huge.
That's insane to think that one man's music is in movies that add up to $24 billion.
And I think he is the most decorated is not the right word, but I think he's won more Oscars than anyone.
Celebrated
in Oscar history.
or
Yes.
awarded, sure.
Yes. So he is well deserving of all those Oscars.
Now,
for
should he even be considered for Star Wars movies moving forward? It's all the same music, really. I mean, it's hard to differentiate between.
Well, once the movie starts and you hear the opening song and then the crawl, it does variate from that point on, depending on the mood of the film or what's going on. That's all his work. But I see what you're saying. You seeing comments popping up?
Dante
I can't hear you. What's going on?
You read my mind. Dante has just confirmed that there is no crawl.
Oh, okay, spoil. Why are you spoiling? I'm like finally hours away from seeing it, and there's no crawl.
Because we had to. Oh,
What?
I guess you don't want to know anything.
I mean, I've come this far, and now I'm gonna.
And I'll keep the readers' comments here to myself. Because I'm sure they're going to spoil it. I don't personally care, but
I don't care if it's spoiled or not. But you did avoid it. You didn't go out of your way to go look at the trailer.
You know what? I heard Chewbacca dies in this film.
God.
Okay,
Wait, what?
and that's where I'm going next. Here is the Wilhelm scream, Sam. The Wilhelm scream. That's a public domain sound effect.
Yes.
Nobody makes money off of that.
Correct. Everybody uses it.
So, what do you think about characters that we're going to either hear about or actually see in this film? Will we see Princess Leia?
If we do, If we do, it would be apparently the last few moments of the film. This film apparently butts right up against the episode 4, A New Hope.
Oh, like Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3.
Yes, seamless, just
Nice.
like that movie.
Okay.
Which I believe John Williams did the score for
And
also.
4.
No, that's not true.
No, that was some guy named Manfredini or something like that.
Ah, you know this.
I might have known this. Which he, by the way, has 24 credits to his name, all in the Friday the 13th universe.
Now, talk about somebody whose soundtrack is the same in every movie.
Well, then, okay, fine, that's true.
Well, here comes Jason.
Moving on.
All right, moving on. So, if you are going to see the movie tonight, and you're going to see it at the Artegon Mall at the Cinemark Theater, please come on down here.
Yeah.
You'll see us right out in front of the box office, right here at the Artegon Mall.
We'll be here a little while.
Lots of traffic here, but you know what's changed when it comes to this theater compared to others?
Nobody's
there
here
won't
to...
be waiting in line because everyone is assigned seating here.
Oh, that's right.
So there's not going to be like, oh, I'm here for the midnight show. I'm standing in line now. Woo! No.
Oh, that's
We've
too
got our
bad
seats.
because that was part of the fun.
It was.
For episode 7.
But look what's happening here. Where people are hanging out and commiserating, and once you go inside the lobby, though, you tear your ticket or you scan it. The way I'm going to do it you hang out there.
Really doesn't appear like this is any kind of special night.
I spoke to one of the women here who tears tickets.
Yeah,
they're playing 10 shows tonight between 7 p.m. and
you can see them all up there.
They're all up on the board.
They're gone now, but yeah, 7:15, 7:20.
She said they're in half the screens here.
All right, then let's do very quickly. What is your
box office
prediction? And I think I would like to cut it off at Sunday because for
so
whatever reason they're talking about a 5-day.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
What is a 5-day thing?
I don't know. It's some special holiday.
So they're going to include
Thursday,
Monday,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what's the 4-day take? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Today's Thursday.
Yes.
Even though it used to be Friday at midnight, which is really Thursday night, and then they backed them up to 7 p.m. saying, yeah, it's definitely Thursday night.
Well, they're taking a page out of the book of putting the Christmas decorations out in July.
Right.
Get that stuff out early so that it counts.
Well, I'm hearing very good word of mouth. I'm going to say 120 million.
That's that's conservative.
Million. Is it? You think that's conservative
compared to episode 7?
I don't remember what it did that first weekend.
Didn't it do 170?
Did it really?
I think it did. I mean, I can
still stick at
look that
120
up
because it's not part of the main series, the Luke Skywalker Han Solo series.
And you think fewer people are going to be drawn to this because it's not part of that?
The first weekend, yes.
It's not that character set.
Yeah, it's the first weekend, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, overall, it's still going to make $1 billion before Christmas because who knows, worldwide sales. But I say 120 in the United States for the first few days. Thursday and then Sunday it'll stop. We'll find out Sunday. Hello, welcome. You here to see Star Wars?
Yeah, you texted
with Pete?
We're
here with Gods and
We don't
Monsters,
know
the comic book store. But you say hi to Pete for us. You here to see Star Wars tonight?
Yeah.
You-
I'm gonna have a table like that.
Oh, is Pete with the movie theater or is Pete with the mall?
This board and
I saw a guy out in the parking lot with his the back of his car open. He was, I don't know, he had stuff in the back of his car. Looked like he was waiting on somebody.
No, we're doing a live podcast for Gods and Monsters, your number one comic book store.
Is it number? Well, it's my number one.
It's my number one.
Absolutely.
Your number one, yes.
Okay, so what I was going to look up here was the, damn it, you know what I should have done? Box Office Mojo.
Oh.
So, Phil.
Oh, okay, so we're going to Phil.
Vamp.
So I'm just kind of looking through the mall here. The doors are constantly open and closing. People are coming in. People aren't necessarily standing in a line because, once again, we're at a movie theater that's got the reclining chairs and assigned seating. You don't have to do any of that. I'm going to be in row 3, which you think, oh, God, row 3, that's horrible. No. I was in row 2 for Star Wars. You recline that seat back, and it's the best thing.
Maybe I should have gotten a...
I'll be in row 3. When you go to Fandango, right on your phone, you tell them the theater, then you tell them which show you want, and then it takes you to the seating chart. You just pick the seat you want, and it says, you are sitting in row C3.
Okay, neither one of us was even close.
On what? Force Awakens?
Force Awakens.
Did it make $1 billion in its first week?
In the very first weekend, 248 million.
Just U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So I cut that in half and said 120.
You know what? I don't know if that might have included both.
That might be
domestic
worldwide sales.
And worldwide. Because
it was released all across the world.
Yeah.
Close
Okay,
to the same time.
I have another couple of questions for you.
Please go ahead with your questions.
So I was looking at all-time box office, and I was looking at just how, because words, I got them.
Good.
Hold on.
Those are good words.
All
By the
right,
way,
so
I'm in the shot, right? I never thought to ask.
yeah, barely. You might want to
Really?
scoot just a hair, but you're good. I'm right in the center, which I'm good with. It's all about me, folks.
Hey, you got the logo underneath you? That might be cut off. I don't know.
No, it is. We got it. We got it.
Okay.
So when Titanic was in the theaters,
Yes.
you remember Titanic was in the theaters forever.
Yeah, because repeat business. The ladies, the females, the teenage girls went back for repeat business on that. And that's why it was the #1 movie of all time until Avatar came out.
And do you know how many weeks it was in the theaters?
Weeks?
Mhm.
Let's say 24 weeks. That's 6 months, right?
Yep.
24 weeks?
It was. Hold on here. I've got it right here. It was 41 weeks.
Wow.
Mhm.
Almost a year in the theater,
Yes, sir.
which these days, and by the time you hit that 40th week, you're already out on DVD.
It never happens anymore
No
because.
way.
Do you want to know how many weeks Force Awakens was in the theaters?
Way less than half that because it made all its money up front
Mhm.
with everybody that kept it. Let's see. So what was Titanic's weeks?
It was 41 weeks.
I'll say half that and say 20 weeks.
Pretty close. It was 24 weeks.
24
and you gotta include all those dollar theater runs
Yes,
that it does.
yes, that's
like
true.
the secondary.
And on that
kind of thing.
24th week, I believe it was released on Blu-ray. I mean, it was still running in the dollar theaters when it came out on Blu-ray.
Okay, that leads into my next little
It's freaking awesome.
data or factoids.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know what the #1 Blu-ray sales was for 2016?
I would think Force Awakens, but the way you're saying it, it's telling me not.
No, you're right. It was.
Okay.
But then okay, so that's Blu-ray. And what about DVD sales?
Interesting. That's very interesting. It's not. This is a whole separate chart. You're saying?
Oh, no, I mean, well, yeah, I mean it is, but
Because I would still say the same movie, wouldn't it be? Because the Blu-ray box. No, you know it wouldn't. Because the Blu-ray box always includes the DVD as well.
yeah, but I'm talking like strictly Blu-ray, strictly DVD.
Okay, then I would say for DVD it was going to be whatever the Pixar movie was that year.
Star Wars is actually third,
Okay.
and then above that is Deadpool.
Yes.
So Deadpool outsold A Force Awakens on DVD.
DVD.
And then the #1 with over 2 million DVDs sold is Zootopia, which makes a lot of sense because when you're buying it for kids, you're not going to buy Blu-ray specifically. You're going to buy a lot of DVD.
Come sit with us. Come sit. We got a couple of microphones here. Look, you want to come sit. Come have a seat. Talk with us. You buy your tickets yet? What show? Yeah, come. Oh, 7:20.
No, you're late. You got to go.
Go. Quit screwing around,
Yeah.
man. Come see us after. We'll be here after. You come tell us your opinion of the movie without spoiling it. Yep, he's got his stick. Oh, that's us. Look, that's us.
Hey, excellent.
All right, come see us. Come see us after the movie. We'll be right here. But don't spoil it. But come see us. But don't spoil it. Look at that. He pulled up our invite. That's our Gods and Monsters invite. He
Very
saw.
nice.
We have a fan.
What? One?
I know. That's one.
Okay, we're good. We got 9 people watching right now.
9.
All right, so let's talk about all.
Speaking of Deadpool, by the way, nominated for a few Golden Globes.
Is it really?
Including Best Picture, because it's in the comedy category, comedy musical category for Golden Globes. It's not in the drama category for sure.
That would be hilarious.
But Ryan, what's his name, got nominated for Best Actor, also in a comedy.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. Golden Globes are good.
Really
like that.
funny if Deadpool won a Golden Globe.
Golden Globes are good like that because they split up the categories for movies and call them drama for one category and then comedy musical for another category. I like that.
All right, so let's look at total units, DVD and Blu-ray together. #1
Yeah, Force Awakens
is The Force Awakens.
Yes.
And
Deadpool
Deadpool was second. Zootopia is third.
Zootopia.
But Force Awakens, 6.9 million DVD and Blu-ray sales.
units, not dollars.
Yeah, dollars
Times
is
20.
160, another $160 million it
They-
made just in Blu-ray and
Disney
video sales.
almost made their money back that they gave to George Lucas, $4 billion. They
In the
almost
one-
made
in
it
the
up
one
in
film?
this one film.
You know what? I bet they did, and maybe twice with all the
Merchandise.
merchandising
Yes.
and cross promotion and
Right.
tie-ins and all that good stuff.
So is George Lucas saying like, God, I underbid myself. I should
No.
have gone for more.
No,
$4 billion,
I
and they've
think-
already recouped that.
I think he's sitting on a fat stack of money like the Joker in Batman Dark Knight.
He has given his blessing to this movie, by the way. He
Okay.
did see it. He
for
did
Rogue One?
Yes, he did see it. I am seeing some early reviews, and I didn't want to read them. I just saw some headlines like, great movie, and all right, that's all I need to know. I don't need to. I really like this. This is how much did they? These are
$300.
Really?
No. That can't be that much.
Does this one change color, or is it only blue? Okay.
Only blue.
Remember the guy who came on and sat with us at the anniversary show? He wore the Jedi robe.
Oh yeah.
The one his changed colors, I believe.
Well, that's the fancy model. That's when you're not sure if you want to be good or evil that day.
Look at that.
What are we doing?
I don't know. When I'm editing this, I'll be at home laughing. No one else will.
Okay.
Okay. So good. Our live stream is going good. We are on Facebook Live. Tell your friends. If you're watching this right now, Dante, my wife Kristen, probably not.
No.
Hit the share button on
Oh, that's
your
right. That
page
helps.
and share it to your Facebook page so you can let people know. Hey, Art and Greg are out at the movie theater. It's Star Wars night. So Dante, if you're in town or you're
Even
in this
better,
area,
you
should
can
come by and
stop by.
visit. Bob, if you're nearby, Damien's not on Facebook, but I know I
No.
wanted him to stop by. Bob, if you're in the area, come on by. Bob Mailer.
Because we're gonna have to go to bathroom breaks, and
Right.
I'm
I
drying
left
out.
my drink in the car. I had
I
a
need-
nice little ice water
I
in the
need
car. I
something to
left
drink.
it there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Way to go.
I'd like to get a slushie from the movie theater, but you have to tear your ticket before you go into the concession stand.
What?
There. I know.
That's ridiculous.
I know. So tell us who is in the theater who left their lightsabers here. That was Beth, or one of our regular contributors to the Gods and Monsters show.
Beth and Zach.
Beth and Zach. Oh, is that the name we're using this week, Zach?
Oh, philosophy.
There we go. That's better. That's better.
Yes, they're a very fun married couple who
Yes,
I've been friends with for a couple of years, and they're very nerdy.
Yes.
They do a lot of cosplay. They do a lot of cons.
Cosplay for the first anniversary. They were here.
Uh-huh.
And then Beth has been on the show a couple of times. She
Yes,
came
she
on one
has.
of our wrestling shows.
She did the very first Models and Movies with me.
Ah, that's right. And the movie you watched was Barbarella?
Barbarella.
Yes.
Mhm. You know what? Barbarella now is on Netflix in full glory, restored 1080p, and I
Ooh.
got to say, it's a much better movie in 1080p and all that.
What's going on?
Nothing. We're good.
Oh, see, I didn't even look at your thing before. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's annoying as hell,
A
isn't
little
it?
bit. And I was watching a little bit of it later, and it's a good movie. I gave it a lot of crap.
So upon second viewing, you give it a little bit more.
Well, I didn't watch the whole movie the second time.
I'm seeing a little, not a line behind you, but
There's
just a crowd of people gathering around.
I think Star Wars brings people together, and
Absolutely.
they want to hang out a little bit and see who's here and talk a little bit, and hopefully they get that all out of their system before they go into the theater and ruin everybody else's time.
I believe the first film starts at 7:20, or was there a 7 p.m.? I don't remember.
Somebody, Beth and Zach said they had 7 p.m. tickets.
Okay,
but
so then they had 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Perhaps
maybe.
there was 7.
why does it only go to 11:20? You said you had 12:15 tickets.
Yeah, I do.
Oops, you got burned.
Oh,
you
no.
bought counterfeit.
Oh,
Rogue
no.
One tickets.
Fandango. Yeah, you're right. The board doesn't go that far.
Hmm.
Maybe that's because that's kind of the next day.
Yeah, it
Maybe
might
the
flip
computer,
over.
the computer doesn't go.
That's what it
for
must
that.
be.
Yeah, I have 12:15, and I think mine's regular. It's not 3D or anything like that. I didn't want to see it in 3D.
Oh, you know what's going to get murdered this weekend is Christmas Party, or
Yeah.
Office Christmas Party.
Which I saw a couple of reviews on that, and they just destroyed it. And I'm
Really?
so disappointed because I so want this movie to be good.
Oh,
Like one of those movies you watch
the
every year at Christmas time.
previews look
The
hysterical.
previews look so good.
That's too bad.
Anytime you can work the song "Let Me Clear My Throat" into a trailer, you're like, I'm gonna watch that movie. That looks good.
Hey, Melissa Pugh has joined us. Hello, Melissa.
Melissa, one of your models in movies and models.
No, sir, but she is a very good friend of mine. I worked with her husband Ryan for quite some years, and
Was that
good to see her
was that
on
in your
there.
building years?
That was when I was making stuff.
Yes. Show the finger. It's really loud and
I
sensitive.
got
though.
most of it.
Okay, you got most. It grew back, right?
Yeah.
You're like
Oh.
you're like Wolverine. It grew back, except for him, it grew back immediately.
Well, I am Deadpool. Hey, I wanted to just take a sidebar here for about 5 minutes.
That's fine. We got 4 hours. Do it.
Yeah, I want to talk about a movie I saw last night, and something I wanted to see ever since I realized that I missed it, and that was the remake of Poltergeist.
The remake of Poltergeist.
I
Yes.
saw it last night,
Yes, really.
and it wasn't so good.
Come on in.
It
Come
was
on back.
it was not so good.
Same premise, nothing different.
almost exactly the same movie.
Burial ground. You moved the tombstones, not the bodies. The whole thing.
A lot like that.
Okay.
But one of the major problems with this film, this version of this film, was that the original had you met the family.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy the family,
and you saw like the family.
You really saw a family acting like a family. There was, siblings, squabblings, and silliness that was going on, and all that good stuff. And this movie had none of that.
Really, it was all about action and drama, and not.
Well, it's interesting that when you look it up on IMDb, Poltergeist 1982 is billed as a fantasy. Poltergeist 2015 is billed as a horror.
Yeah, because everything has to be a horror movie
I
these
guess
days.
so, and they tried so hard to be scary, and CGI isn't scary. You know what's scary? Practical effects. Practical effects are scary, and the few that they had were scary. So they had the clown, they had the tree, they had the closet, they had the TV, they had all the things that were from the original movie. They really didn't do anything different.
The tree coming into the bedroom, like that was scary because it was probably a real tree or a made up tree.
Yeah.
Now it was probably just a CG tree.
Oh, it was a CGI tree with an arm coming in and grabbing the kid. Yeah. So there were a few very weird and creepy and scary things, and then there was when they go through the closet and then they go blah, 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 and then they come out all drippy and sticky.
And,
So they showed you what's in there now. And it's a completely CGI world. And that was a little creepy, the way they did that. And that's where you're supposed to use your CGI, because that's the unreal world.
Right.
That makes sense.
Like Stranger Things.
Yes. But a squirrel that's running around inside the room, that didn't have to be CGI. That could have been a squirrel. Anyway.
Whoever owned the property of Poltergeist said, look at all these horror movies that are doing so well. It's like, we have one here. Let's just remake this.
Do you know who was behind it?
Don't say Spielberg. I hope so.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, but he produced, but he didn't direct.
He produced, but I mean, he should know better.
Yeah. All the Evil Deads he made and some good Spider-Man movies.
And Sam Rockwell was the coach in this one.
Sam Rockwell, I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like that. No, that's not him.
Sam, isn't that right? Sam Rockwell?
You're probably right. I was wrong. Yeah.
I think so. I think it's just Rockwell that you're thinking of, no Sam.
Okay. Thanks for straightening that out.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell, who's a very accomplished actor, and he did a pretty good job, but even he wasn't all that likable because he was kind of just got unemployed and is having a sort of a drinking problem.
Oh.
And isn't really all that likable in this film. And what's really weird is, if you remember in the original, where they sort of gradually discovered these weird things about the house and gradually discovered maybe the ghosts. Not so much in this film. Within 5 minutes of the film, she was already talking to something in the closet.
There was so much build-up in the original film.
He was already freaked out about the tree. I mean, it was just like, come on, man.
See, because of the build-up in the original film, you start to grow an attachment to the family. You
Yes,
like
you do.
the family. And therefore, at the end of the movie or near the end, you're scared for the family. You don't get any of that, you're saying.
And
probably.
when creepy things start to happen in the second act of the film, they are creepy because you weren't immediately thrown into that. They were as gradual to the audience as they were to the characters in the film. This happened immediately. As soon as they moved into this house, weird stuff was happening.
So this was just an attempt to make a quick buck because of the horror craze, which has been kind of going on since the Blair Witch.
Yeah, but there's movies like this one called Babadook, and
everybody told me last year, you got to see it. You got to see it. I
yeah,
think even Todd was
one
of them.
And The Conjuring. So I mean, they are good horror films coming out. It's just, and maybe that's going to be a new series of reviews that I'm going to do. It's the remake review.
Okay.
Because there's a
lot of them. There's a lot.
There are a lot of remakes, and they're generally bad. But then I'm going to go back, or in my mind, this is what I'm thinking of maybe doing, is going back even to like The Thing, and watching the 1984 John Carpenter, and then the 1957 or whatever it was way back then, and and watch them back to back, but flip a coin as to which one I'm going to watch first, like the old or the new first. Because it can heavily influence how you perceive the next second film.
Yeah. Oh, you see the force move that?
I did see that.
Just kind of just moved it towards its owner, who was in the theater over there. Interesting.
They even used a couple of the same stupid lines from the original in the remake of
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
This
Yeah.
house is clean.
Yeah, well, that, and then it was one of the paranormal investigators said, I once was able to videotape a chair moving 10 feet over 7 hours, and they're just like, oh yeah, 7 hours, and then this chair just throws itself against the wall, and it's like, did you get that?
It's as if the chair read the script, and I was like, I'm
Yeah,
going to show
pretty
them.
I would say it was somewhat enjoyable. However, in the original, when everything was clean and everybody was happy, you actually felt like, okay, things are kind of cool now. Now we're just going to have the slowdown at the end. Everybody's happy, and then it's going to gently end, and then your shit hits a fan, and then all hell breaks loose and stuff
Was
like
there
that.
a swimming pool, an unfinished swimming pool in this movie?
There is not.
Ah, because remember all the skeletons coming out of the pool in
Yep.
the original?
And that made a lot of sense. But in this film, it basically, they got the kids, spoiled, they got the kid back,
What?
and then the guy basically said the house is clean, so they packed up and they got in their van and they were about to leave, and then the house wouldn't let them leave, and
Oh,
then
boy.
all hell broke loose for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then the movie was over.
Wow.
It was just not.
There was a time in the first movie where we saw all these ghosts like exiting, like walking out. Like
Yeah.
Did we get anything like that?
No. We got nothing.
Now, what
Nothing.
about the character of Carol Ann? Did she keep the same name?
No, all the names changed, which was
Ah.
fine. I didn't really that didn't bother me. The little girl was a pretty good actress. The little boy, probably a better actor, but the directing was spotty. This movie had pacing problems all over it. Like the parents didn't believe that anything weird was going on. They were only like the ghosts were revealing themselves only to the kids.
To the kids, okay, or the pets. It's always the pets.
There were no pets in this.
The dog always looks, he's looking
They
weird or
didn't
something.
have a dog in this.
Okay.
But anyway, and then in basically 2 minutes, the parents came home from somewhere, and the kid was already in the tree getting eaten, and then Carol Ann, or whatever her name was, is now gone. And now all of a sudden, the parents just understand and believe that it's paranormal and it's ghosts, and it's
So just like that, they believe.
yeah, just like that. And
Because
it's
the
like,
script told them to.
was there a
Now you believe. Page 7.
was there some sort of a weird scene in the original where when the paranormal people came and there was like spark? I think there was like a spark went through the air,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it does that, or something like that, because it's just normal to them because they've been experiencing this for weeks.
Yeah.
Well, they had the exact same thing happen in this film, although it had been maybe a day and a half since they even realized that this was happening. It was basically a banister, and it shocked you every time you hit it. And it shocked one of the paranormal guys, and Sam Rockwell said, "Yeah, that does that." And it's just like, why are you so nonchalant
accepting
about that?
it.
Because you just lost your daughter like 45 minutes
You
ago.
should have been freaking out. Like, you felt that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's a quick buck.
spotty.
But you might be onto something. Watching the original movies and the remakes and do a little compare and contrast. Is it something you would do with the models as well, or
No.
something you do on your own?
No, I think it's something I would do on my own, maybe with a friend or something like that. Somebody like you who is knowledgeable about film and would sit through 3 hours of film.
Now
to do
there
that.
are times when a remake is a fantastic
Oh, yeah.
idea and has worked very well.
Sure.
Especially if it's an old movie from like the 40s and 50s, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to remake this movie," and they've done it with great success. Not so with what's been out lately. Can you think of a successful and well-liked remake like in the past 10 years from a popular series? Like they've remade Friday the 13th, right? They've remade Nightmare on Elm Street. They've remade the Halloweens.
They remade Chainsaw.
Right.
I think they're out of scary movies to remake now.
Yeah. Need
Uh,
original ideas. Did you ever see
Pan. They remade Pan. Peter Pan. And they remade Pan.
Last
and
year? It was in theaters. Yeah, it didn't do well.
Everybody hated it.
Yeah, everybody hated it. You're right. And that was a Disney movie. They spent a lot of money on it.
Oh my God, they spent a lot of
What's
money
his name in that? Wolverine? Was he in that? Did he play Hook?
Perhaps. I don't really know, to be honest.
I do know that Sam, the son from the Tron movie, he was in it too, but I haven't seen him since Tron, and suddenly he showed up in that. But yeah, Pan kind of came and went.
Flop.
Nothing like the movie we're seeing here tonight, which of course is Star Wars Rogue One, which is in theaters.
Story?
As a matter of fact, a Star Wars story,
A Star Wars
which I
story.
think all of them will be called a Star Wars story, whatever comes next.
The unnamed Han Solo movie?
Yes, will be the Han Solo movie, a Star Wars story.
Wasn't there also going to be a Boba Fett movie?
Yes, and there's talking about a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens to him? He's sitting in the desert for 20 years on Alderaan. So, hey, what
Is
were you
he
doing
on
all
a
this time?
peyote trip or something?
What were you doing all that time? You know, he had to have been, like, watching Luke from afar. So maybe we'll see, like, really young Luke or something like that. That's another thing, too.
Now, why was he watching Luke? I can't remember what the storyline is there.
At the end of episode 3, he dropped the baby off, Luke,
Mhm.
to the family on Tatooine. And he had to go into hiding because of that order that came down.
Oh, that's
the
right,
Emperor had to
because-
kill
yeah,
all the
yeah.
Jedi. So he just laid low.
And that's why. So he went to he went to
Tatooine.
and then Yoda went to Dagobah.
Dagobah.
All right.
And Princess Leia went to Alderaan.
But she's not a Jedi. And why is she not a Jedi?
How do we know she's not a Jedi? What do you mean?
She's not a Jedi.
She didn't use her Jedi powers for, like, levitating things.
Oh,
she used
for
them in, she used them in
diplomacy
politics.
and
Yes,
politics.
yes.
Okay.
But she could sense things. Like when Han Solo got a lightsaber through his chest, she felt it. Like, oh, what was that?
Well, that was the love of her life.
Yes, which she hadn't seen in like 15
Wait,
years.
Han Solo's dead?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Damn it.
I'm afraid so. We got a couple of nice ladies here waiting to go into their film this evening. Hello.
I can't see far. Okay, are we going to see C-3PO or R2-D2 in this film?
Oh, I was thinking that we would see R2-D2 at the end. Like the plans
I think
are
you
put
have
into
to.
R2-D2.
You have
right.
to at some point.
It's not like in Star Wars, the original Star Wars. Princess Leia, you see her in the distance. She's doing something with R2-D2.
Mm-hmm.
She's recording her message
Mm-hmm.
to Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think the plans are already in R2-D2.
And she's just putting a...
She's just recorded a message.
she's just doing a howdy-do message to
Right.
say... Okay.
She's just putting a comment in the comment section of her email.
She's tagging herself
Right.
in her message.
Right.
All right. Do you like how was Obi-Wan supposed to? Okay, so the message was corrupt or something like that. There was partial message that
It was jammed
Luke
up.
was able to see.
I think what R2-D2 was claiming was that the restraining bolt that was on him, which is like for robots, that's their shackles.
That's so
the
they
slave
can't
master.
so they can't have sex.
Right.
Restraining bolt.
Restraining bolt, so that we don't have a whole bunch of robots running around here.
Damn it. Okay.
So the restraining bolt was on there, screwing up the record message. That's what he claimed. Because as soon as the restraining bolt came off, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I lost that message."
But how did he see it in the first place? I'm talking about Luke. He had to clean it, right?
He was
There was
cleaning
something
it and he
jammed in
bumped
there.
something, yeah. He hit the, he hit
play.
that 20-second reloop
Oh,
button or
that's
something,
okay,
where it
yeah,
just
yeah.
keeps relooping over
Sure.
and over. Right. He had a lot of sand in the system, and he just needed to be cleaned up.
Yes. Again, if you have the most important information in the galaxy, stick it in a rusty trash can, like you said, and shove it out.
Shoot him off
the
into
sun.
space and see what happens. So it's 7:30 now. It looks like the crowds have kind of cleared out because all the 7 p.m. shows have started. But if you're going to see it here, you should actually. We don't have a phone available. Just curious to see if you went to Fandango and saw what seats were available.
I got a phone right here.
Who's watching us now?
Nobody.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we dropped.
we don't even have Steven tonight. Usually
no, we
Steven
got 4 or
watches us.
5. We got 5 right now.
All right, thank you all for watching. If you are watching, put your name up on the screen. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us if you're going to see the movie tonight.
We will say hello to you.
Yes. Oh, see what I needed to do? I need to log on to my Facebook account on your phone so I can share. I need to share it to my page so that people who are friends of ours, like you need to share it on your page right now that people know that you're here.
Oh, are you asking me if I can go to Fandango and...
Yeah, to see what seats are still available. Because it's assigned seating here, Once again, we're at the Artegon Marketplace here in Orlando watching Rogue One this evening. What's wrong?
It's no longer available. Okay, yeah.
Oh, they're saying seating. Well, yeah, probably because the movie's already started.
No, that was 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock's no longer available?
Maybe there might be something for 12:15. No, you said... Oh.
Yeah, I have 12:15 tickets.
Nope.
Ticket.
I can get a ticket for 12:15.
Woo! You can't sit with me, but
No,
yes.
you can't sit with me. You can't sit with us.
So can you see the picture of where the seats are?
I didn't go that far. Hold on. I'm going to the 12:15 show. It's in real 3D?
I don't know what that means.
Are you watching it in 3D?
Am I? I really don't know. Whatever 12:15 is. I don't think so.
It appears. Oh, God damn it. I'm not a child.
So this is probably annoying, right?
I'm not a
The
senior.
GoPro is just...
I'm hearing weird feedback when you do that.
You shouldn't.
I'm hearing weird feedback from somewhere. I don't know. Choose seats. Oh my gosh, I can actually purchase a ticket for $12.15. This is not.
So I'm in row 3, and you'll see I'm sitting
Oh,
between
I see
two
exactly.
wheelchairs.
You're right, the center of the whole
I know,
theater.
it's great. That
How'd
seat
you
was
get
available.
that seat?
Because it was a single seat.
That's what's left. All the blues.
The blues, which are in the way back of the wall.
Yeah,
But still,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Still, I think that's strange that
That doesn't seem like a huge theater.
there are any seats available anywhere
Yep.
on opening night.
Well, there's 10 shows here. There are 10
Still.
shows. Okay, so yeah,
With-
go to your
with-
Facebook page
with-
and go to Gods and Monsters and hit the share button so it goes to Greg Moan's
Damn it.
Facebook
Hold on a
page.
second. Oh, wait. No, what? For episode 7, it was sold out for days.
Yeah, it was. It was at all theaters.
Shoot, it just crashed. I don't know what's going on here.
Facebook crashed? Or your phone crashed?
Facebook crashed.
Your Facebook, yeah. 'Cause
My
I see we're
Facebook.
still live there. We're
Oh, yeah,
looking
yeah,
good
we're
here.
fine.
Did anyone comment on who they are and where they're watching from?
No.
God. It says we have 5 people, right?
4.
Oh, God.
It goes up and down, though, because I think we're not doing anything all that exciting for right now.
We're talking. You're supposed to be
Yes.
listening to us. We're supposed to, unless they've all watched it and said, you know what? They're down at the movie theater. I'm going to get in my car and drive down there.
I can't make this happen because every time I go to search something, I hit Gods and Monsters and then bloop.
Uh-oh. What
Yeah.
happened to your iPhone?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm going to fix this. You're just going to have to fill. What have you been seeing lately? What have you been watching?
I've just been watching stuff at home. I'm catching up on. I really enjoy the Kiefer Sutherland show, Designated Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really,
Still
really
on,
good
is
show. It's still on. It's going to make it, I think, which means we'll get a whole full season out of it. So that one's good. I watch Light Fight. You ever watch that show?
No, what's that?
That's the Christmas decoration contest they do on ABC. It's called Holiday Light Fight.
Oh, Art.
Oh, it's awesome. Everybody's decorated for Christmas.
Oh, Art.
I've lost my Xfinity account. A friend of ours 4 or 5 years ago gave us her Xfinity account. You put the app on your phone or your Kindle, and you can watch anything, HBO, Showtime, any show, anytime.
Ooh.
And she gave us her password, and that was like 5 years ago. 3 years ago, she said, I had to change the password, and I'm all maxed out because I've given it out to too many people. And we're like, no problem.
Yep.
We never logged out on the Kindle, and for 2 years,
Oh, my gosh.
we were using it. And then suddenly this week, it just wasn't working anymore. It stopped working. So I had 2 extra years of watching Game of
That's
Thrones
hysterical.
and all those shows. I watched all those years of Game of Thrones and Dexter and
Interesting
Heat
workaround. If
I never
that
logged
worked
out.
Yeah, if that worked that way, it's like you give your password out to 5 people, then you change your password, then you
Right.
give it out to 5 other more, and then change your password 5 more people. And as long as they don't log out,
And I never update the Kindle. I never plug the Kindle in and update it or do
what is a
software updates.
Kindle?
It's for reading books, but then you also
Who
get
does
apps
that?
on it. I know the kids play games on them and stuff, but so I've lost my app, and I have to get
This-
something anyway because for Showtime
Yeah.
next year, Twin Peaks is
You
coming out.
have to watch Twin Peaks.
I'm not watching that on my Kindle. I'm gonna watch it on my giant TV and stick my face right in front of it.
Ah. All right, share. Do I just share now, public?
Yeah, you just hit share, and then
Share
it
now,
goes
public.
right to your Facebook page, and it'll
Okay.
say Greg Moan or
I
something.
guess it does. I don't know. I don't know how to do Facebook.
And anybody who's watching this, we hope you share it as well. It's all about
Do
the
it.
shares. It's all about the shares.
Just yeah, I did it right here. Okay. Here, why don't you log out of mine and
Now you log out.
don't screw
and I'll
me.
log in.
Don't put any things like my butt's itchy or anything.
No,
I don't-
you
I
have
don't
to
know how-
log out.
I'm doing. Hold on. I don't
I
know.
know. How often do you
I don't even
log
know how
out
to
on
do.
Facebook?
Check in. Not check in.
I wish we had something to give like somebody. Like if the first person who comes down here, we will give you this lightsaber.
We will
and
give you
stick
a
it like
whack
we
on
did-
the head with a lightsaber.
like you did to on the wrestling episode where we had a contestant come down.
I don't even know my password
To get
so
back
when
in?
it gets back in. Yep, this could be the last of Facebook for me.
You have it saved on your phone somewhere,
Probably not.
on your computer at home.
Probably I wrote it down somewhere. I do that
How often do you go to Facebook on your computer?
every day.
No, I mean compared to your phone.
Far more often, because the majority of stuff that I do at home is work on my computer, and I just always kind of have Facebook open
Oh,
while I'm working. It's a huge distraction.
and you don't get work done.
Not really, but I will say that I got a little bump in my Miata page.
Yes, you have.
737.
Huge. You know why? Because you're constantly putting
I am.
material out. You
I
are
am putting a lot of
You had friends
content
come
out.
over the other day. You put a new radio in the car. You helped somebody change out something in their car. This most recent episode.
Yes, we did a coolant reroute, which was an absolute bear of a job, and I never want to do that again. Just this kid. He's got a turbo Miata, and it's a factory turbo, so it's all like tucked in really tight and all nice and stuff like that. So when he wants to do these projects, they're about twice as hard as they would be on any other car. And it's just, fun. I'm learning, I guess. I'm providing a service, and I'm going to make them come over next weekend, and we're going to paint my garage floor because oil is not a good color for my garage floor. I don't like the color of oil. That's what has happened. So, yeah, somewhere between oil, coolant, and something else. I don't know what else is on there. Anyway, so that's going well. I'm on a bit of a break for models and movies because my main camera that I use for 4K is out for repair right now.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Just it had a thing where, I don't know, like a chunk fell on the sensor itself.
Yikes.
And normally I can clean that stuff off because that's what I do with my big cameras. Although this stuff fell behind the protective glass that is in between the sensor and the glass. So, I mean, like, I could not get that out.
How the heck did that happen?
I don't know. But they're going to fix it for me, and hopefully it didn't damage the sensor itself.
When you say they are going to fix it for you, who is this
Panasonic.
they?
Panasonic.
Oh,
I
okay.
have, warranty. And
very good. It's still under warranty.
yeah, I'm really kind of disappointed with my stuff. And that is because in the last 4 years, I have had more of my major stuff need actual send in for warranty repair than I've ever. So I've had my video recorder needed to go in. Both of my big cameras needed to go in.
Oh boy.
Then this little the smaller camera, the 4K camera, and then shoot, there was one other thing that I needed.
What about the one on your drone? You have a camera on that?
Yeah, the drone's fine.
You just never use it.
No, I feel bad about that. I spent so much money on that drone and I never fly it. Nah.
Yeah.
I've got it if I need it.
I'm giving thumbs up to our podcast.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
I hit
now
it a
I can't
bunch of
log
times.
back into my own Facebook.
Let's see if you can.
No, you better log out, or else I'm going to talk about how you pooped yourself and you need somebody to bring you new underwear or something like that. Yeah. Again. How are you doing? How are you doing about the Dolphins? You're pretty happy about the Dolphins.
Wow. Yes. I mean, we won 6 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost a game, but then we won again. But Tannehill got hurt, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's his ACL." And he went out and he went to the training, and then he came back and he was in tears. He was crying, and it was like, "Oh God, this is serious." But now,
a grown man should never cry on TV
because he might be out for a year,
unless he's retiring, and he's just thanking all the fans and the opportunities and everything that everybody's given him. But if you get hurt, don't cry.
He just won 6 games in a row, and then he got injured, and he was told he may be out for the season. So he was a little sad.
Well, don't cry about that.
Well, now, see if you can log back in if you can remember. Now it's time to play. What's Greg's password?
I don't know. This will be interesting if I can possibly.
Well, we were kind of hoping to have some visitors come on by since we were going to do this for 4 hours.
Oh.
But it's kind of cleared out again because, all the films have started. And then it'll build back up again. But if you're within the sound of my voice, come on down to the Artegon Mall and hang out with us. We got a couple of mics set up to the side here. People can hang out with us. They can talk.
This is internet worldwide, so everybody can hear us.
Worldwide. There were some advantages to Periscope.
Art Miles just. Oh.
What? Art Miles what?
Oh, Melissa says that she's listening, and they're going to see it during the kids' Christmas break.
Who's Melissa?
Melissa Pugh, the woman I was talking about earlier.
Okay,
and Art Miles has joined.
Yes, Art Miles has joined the conversation. Thumbs up, smiles, happy. And your friend Melissa said she's going to watch the movie when?
On Christmas break. Oops, that's not correct. On Christmas break with their kids.
So from now until the day we die, Christmas will always be associated with Star Wars.
Nope.
Because every December we get a new Star Wars movie.
No
matter what. And that's funny. The one thing probably George Lucas didn't want Christmas to be associated with was Star Wars after the holiday special came out in 78. Like, let's not associate Christmas at all with Star Wars ever again. And then Disney said, nope, every December we're going to put a movie out.
You saw the Christmas special, yes?
Yes, and it is available on YouTube. You got to search for it.
It is available on YouTube.
It's like you want to sit through the whole thing because it's like it's such a big deal how hated this is and how awful it is.
But it's also like eating 20 atomic hot wings.
It is still so hard to sit through. And then Princess Leia is singing and B. Arthur is working in a cantina and it's like, what is happening? And all these creepy looks with Wookiees looking at each other and heads tilting.
Wookiees are having full-on conversations that you can't understand because we don't speak Wookiee.
Right. We don't speak Wookiee or robot, but they seem to talk, and the humans understand what they're saying in these movies.
Who wrote that, by the way? Who was in charge?
I think it was all Lucas.
Really?
Yeah. He'd just come off the high of Star Wars, and it was like, we need something for Christmas. There's a couple greeting each other, a little Star Wars get-together.
Was it a... I don't... Was it one of those brought to you buys and somebody paid
must have
$3 million
maybe it was
for that?
the station that it aired on.
What was it, ABC?
It's fascinating. It's just so fascinating to watch.
I don't know, man. I think that...
but Princess Leia is singing.
I've only been able to stomach like 5-6 minutes at a time. So
you got to skip through.
I've seen little bits of it here and there.
There were some scenes that were just so long. The musical numbers were so long. What was the scene where one of the Wookiees, he put like the virtual reality thing on, and then like the girl was dancing and singing Diane Carroll, or was this whole singing? It's like, what is happening?
This is not Star Wars.
So now, unfortunately, Star Wars will always be associated with Christmas because that's when the movies come out now.
Jamie is asking if there was an Ewok holiday special. I don't.
No, but there was
remember.
an Ewok. There was an Ewok special. It had nothing to do with any of the main characters, but it happened on the planet, and there was like these two little kids.
Clearly, that would have been in.
That was like an ABC,
mid '80s, right?
Yes, that was a mid '80s. After Empire had already, of course, happened in the theaters in '83. Like around '86, I'd say.
No, that would have been Return.
After Return, yes. Yeah. And it was like an Ewok, like hour and a half, like movie, made for TV movie.
Did they learn nothing?
They were like, they had no other material. George Lucas wasn't going to make any other films.
Has there been anything like that since? Like, has any movie been so influential that it spawned some television special?
That's a good question. They've had movies that have influenced and created theme parks around. This whole Avatar thing is happening.
And in Harry Potter world.
Yep. But like, the movie was so good they like made a TV show. That's a good question.
Well, there's
MASH. But I know what you're saying, like a one-off, just like movie, like they did. Let's just make this one Ewok movie. It's not attached to Star Wars.
Lethal Weapon. They just did a Lethal Weapon TV show.
That show is still on. Yeah, okay. It's not getting canceled so far. So I guess it's doing okay.
Speaking of still on, I
know what you're gonna say.
I can't.
I know what you're gonna say.
Stop.
Last Man on Earth.
Why does this show not irritate me to the point where I just say no more?
Because you keep waiting for the next page where you're like, okay, it's going to get better. His character's going to stop acting stupid.
Not even that. I don't like where most of the characters are going. I hate how the January Jones character. I hate how she's losing her mind. I don't
because of the guy. By the way,
yes.
Okay, her character on Mad Men. I don't want to say she was a gun freak because I don't think there were gun freaks in the 50s and 60s. She just grew up with guns around the house.
Hey, Rob Sims is tuned in.
From Back to the Future.
Hey,
yes.
What's up, Marty?
Oh, yes, very good. We got to get back over there. We got to get over there. He's in Oviedo. They're building DeLoreans and stuff. We got to get over there.
Building time machines, not DeLoreans. What's wrong with you?
So January Jones, her character,
she got fat.
She's the mom. Yes, but even before that, she grew up with guns around the house.
You know what? I seem to remember some of that.
And there were a couple of times she had a cigarette in her and she was shooting. Mm-hmm. And Don, her husband, I don't think he had nothing to do with guns.
No, I don't
care about guns. So this season,
all his power was in his dick.
So this season on Last Man on Earth, she pulls out the shotgun and she shoots and kills the guy in the hazmat suit. Did you see who it was?
Yes,
it was John Hamm. She killed her husband. I just thought that was hilarious.
Clever.
Just like when Will Ferrell was on, he had like no speaking part, and his character was just killed.
Yeah.
But I love that he was on there for that brief second. I just laughed when they took the mask off and you saw that it was him. But she hasn't been right since she killed him. That's what she's feeling bad about.
Oh, really?
She hasn't acted the same since she killed that guy. So that's when it happened.
Oh.
So now maybe you're okay with it now? Maybe she's never killed anybody before and she just did?
Well, speak of the devil. Steven is online with us.
We were wondering if Steven was going to join us, and there he is. Steven
Spivak from Deep Six. You can find that on every single way to listen to a podcast.
Can you find it on iTunes?
Yes, you can.
Can you find it on their webpage? Yes.
Yes,
can
you can.
Find it on YouTube?
Yes,
probably.
You can. Probably. I believe they even have a what is that for money thing? A Patreon.
Yes, they do.
Patreon.
Yep.
They have every possible way to interact with them, and we've got
YouTube.
we got YouTube.
Yeah, we got YouTube.
Okay,
How's
so
that going for us?
I don't know. How are we doing?
Well, we've been on doing it for over a year, and I know a guy who's been doing this car show for like 2 days, and he's already got 3 times as many subscribers as we have. So
Well,
that's awesome.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I've been doing that car thing for almost a year now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the first one I did I think was in March or something like that, and that was hey,
And
look
it's
at
growing.
this piece of crap I bought.
And it's growing strong, and you've changed out the radio.
It's growing strong now.
How is the new radio?
I dig the radio. I like it very much. I got to put a subwoofer in that car somewhere somehow.
Where?
Yeah, that's the big
In
question.
the hubcap? No place for it.
I took out my glove box today looking for space because I figured there would be some space behind the glove box, and no, because I have air conditioning, and that's where the air exchanger is, right behind the glove box.
Sorry, passenger. We
Yeah.
don't have any seats for you because that's the next thing to go. It's a passenger seat.
Sorry, I was more interested in boom than
Conversation.
your booty. I don't know. Than your conversation, yes.
Once
All
the car is at the point where you're happy with it, you
It-
think
it's-
you'll just start doing web shows from the car, like driving around in it?
No, I
Oh.
think that's dumb. Also, it's very loud.
Any other comments there?
What is this? The other Dan Spivak.
There's
we
another?
have not met Dan Spivak. It's his brother, and they do the podcast
They
together.
do the podcast together
sometimes.
now that he's moved up there.
I have to admit that I have not listened to the last couple, but that's just because it's an inconvenient time when it pops up and says new
Yeah,
Deep
it's
Six
live.
podcast, and because I'm dumb and I don't subscribe to the iTunes thing,
Right.
it doesn't like automatically put in there. Like Apple makes life possibly easy, and I don't take advantage of any of the simplicities that Apple puts out there.
You don't subscribe to any podcasts.
I don't. Tom and Dan.
Tom and Dan. It seems like that always comes up. One conversation or another comes up with Tom and Dan. We need to get them on the show, or we need to get on their show.
Oh my God, they got no time. Yeah, they got no time to come on.
They got time to dick around
But
with us.
they are like one of the only very successful. No, hey Dan, no, stop. Okay, I'll get it. I'll subscribe. Anyway, he's threatening to leave. Oh no, we're just about to hit double digits.
We just lost 1/10 of our audience.
Boo. Okay, but Tom and Dan are like the only like very successful podcast
Who
that
also has
I'm-
a radio show.
Well, but they only had the radio show because their podcast got so popular.
I wonder if that's very interesting. I hope that's the direction things are going, where stations like Clear Channel will say, "Hey, these guys are successful podcasters. Let's give them an hour or two."
Well, yeah,
every
when you
day.
have a built-in audience, of course they're going to
Right.
be interested because the terrestrial radio is dying.
Yep.
Podcasting is an actual viable thing. Yes, I know, Steve, and I can subscribe like 6 different ways, and I've just been so completely
That
lazy.
day that I was at
about
work
doing
and
it.
you and I were both commenting live at
Yes.
the same time, that was
That
just
was
the perfect
cool.
time. I was at work.
Mhm.
I had the computer up here while I was editing. It was just perfect. I haven't had that opportunity since then.
All right, so just some. He says hashtag shameless self-promotion here. You can subscribe to the Deep Six podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or
Stitcher.
Podbean.
That was the other one, Stitcher. Did you just read a commercial?
Yes, they also have. You owe me $10, Stephen.
Just read a live spot.
They also have a Facebook page, and you can follow them on Twitter and Instagram.
We should also have Rob Sims type up some information we can read out about his DeLoreans that they're building. I believe in Oviedo, they have a shop.
And if they have any upcoming
Events?
appearances
Yes.
that the team is going to be at, I see him post every once in a while. He's at some crazy thing, and him
He's
and
dressed
Doc
up and
and one of the time machines.
Yep. They've been building a few of them, I think, lately. So if Rob's there, let us know. Got to get down there. We got to get down to the shop. I want to see where they're building those things. I believe it was Oviedo, is what he said.
That's very good. What the heck are you talking about, Dan? You guys should go to the. What you? Hold on, I have to read this because it.
Go ahead.
If you're gonna leave comments, I'm gonna read them, and if they sound funny, okay.
Taking out a reviewer email.
You guys should go to the putting edge behind you and see. Putting edge.
It's a glow in the dark
That's what that is.
glow in
Okay.
the dark golf course here at the Artegon Mall. It's the one thing that survived when this was the Festival Bay Mall.
Oh yeah.
This and Outdoor World, I guess, and there was a theater here. It
So
wasn't a
they
Cinemark.
built that climby thing.
After yeah, that's
Artegon?
an Artegon thing. Yeah, that's an
Oh.
Artegon thing.
All right.
So when Festival Bay Mall was here a few years back, that putting green was here because I remember On episode 2 of Overtime back in 2004, we came here and we did a segment here. And
Wow.
we set it to music, and it was us just doing the whole putt-putt glow-in-the-dark thing. That was episode 2 from 2004.
How do you film a glow-in-the-dark thing?
Not well.
No, I've
It
done a
wasn't
couple
well.
of things like that. It's hard.
It did not turn out so well. Episode 1 was we interviewed Drew Garabo.
Drew Garabo, who
And-
is still on the radio in the
Tampa?
Bone. The Bone, yeah, on Tampa.
Oh, did you hear about Bubba the Love Sponge?
No.
Taken off the radio in Tampa this week.
Oh.
Bad ratings, and we're going in a different direction, so he's off the air in Tampa now.
Good.
Take that. Greg says good.
Good riddance, you jerk. I don't really care for shock radio anymore, because look, I like shock podcasts. Like Tom and Dan are horribly rude sometimes. I mean,
They can be.
they can be gross, but they're never mean. They're never like mean,
There's a difference.
never mean spirited. They can get rude and crude and even gross sometimes, but
It's easy to be mean, but it's clever to be crude if you can do it right.
What
happened?
We got a lost situation.
Lost signal?
Yeah,
What
we
did
got
it say?
a broadcast interrupt us.
Are we frozen?
It's Steven, you did it, man. Oh, you wouldn't be hearing this anyway.
What's it telling you?
Just broadcast interrupted. I'll see if I can get back on it.
Probably not, because that's probably happening here, isn't it?
I don't know.
Somebody gave me a phone call or something.
Oh, did you forget to?
You can't.
No, it
because
says
I'm-
live now. Hold on a second. Oh no, interrupted.
Because I can't put it in airplane mode because I have to use my cell service to work.
Yes, of course. All right, do you want to try and restart it? All right, so this is the beauty of live broadcasting. It doesn't matter because nobody's hearing me.
It says low battery, 20% remaining.
Oh,
So is it not?
oh, maybe it's not pulling a charge. I don't know.
It's not having
Yeah,
a charge.
more technical difficulties. Oh, you're gonna plug it back in. So we've done this maybe 5 times.